up, you guys, and welcome back to my motherfucking channel. It's your girl Samantha, what, and I'm back with another video. Hello, what's good, you guys? What's good? So I haven't seen you guys like sitting down talk through video in weeks, which I'm very proud of, because if you guys have been keeping up on my vlogs, I've been vlogging more. So if you guys are not keeping up on the vlogs, what y'all doing? I don't know. What are you doing with your life? I don't know. But if you guys want to keep up on those vlogs, I'll link them down below. Say what's up. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna stop being fucking annoying. I literally just farted and it stinks. Yeah, that's my life. Okay, so anyways, what's good, you guys? So today's video, as you can see by the title, you're probably like, what the thick? And so yeah, we're gonna go into that. But I decided, so I was gonna make it like simply just about that topic, but I was like, you know what, let's do a little Q&A on parenting, because I'm such a good parent. Awards everywhere. Look at my walls. Just kidding, those are pictures. But anyways, so I asked you guys on Instagram, you know, the Instagram story questions. Like, nobody fucking cares anyways, because like I literally only got like 10 questions. But like, where are you guys? I mean, there's like 5,000 people who follow me. 10 questions, really? Are you even a follower or not? Anyways, so I got like 10 questions, so I'm gonna answer them, and then I will answer the main question or the main opinion people get about me, which is fucking stupid, but whatever. But we're just gonna start off with the first question. So basically, I asked you guys to ask me questions about parenting, or my kids, or how I raise my kids, or whatever the fuck you guys want to know. Okay? Alright. So the first question was, what's the best thing about having kids and the most challenging? I think the best thing is you never really get bored. Like, there's always something going on, but that also can be really challenging, especially when you have more than one kid, because they are 4 years apart. My kids are 4 years apart. My daughter's 8. My son is 4. And it can be challenging, especially because they're girl boy. Because my daughter Melanie, I wasn't picking my nose, okay? My daughter Melanie, she is very independent. She likes her room clean. She doesn't like a mess. She likes her own space. And because they share a room right now, it's kind of hard. So when my son goes in there and messes everything up, it just becomes a big ordeal. And I think the most challenging is just like when they fight. That's really challenging for me, because I'm just like, why can't you just get along? Like, why are you guys fighting over a toy? Like, I don't understand. So yeah, but the best thing, I honestly, you don't really get bored. Also, let's say you feel down or you just want to cuddle or something and you're like, bruh, come hug me. It's so cute. My son always comes up to me and hugs me and kisses me and tells me how much he loves me. So definitely the, like, what would you call it, sensitive side of kids. I really enjoy that. Next question. How do you discipline your kids when they talk back or just don't listen? And that kind of goes with, do you believe in spanking a child when they do something wrong? So the way I discipline my kids is not going to be the same way you fucking discipline your kids. So y'all award parents just need to back the fuck up, because sometimes talking doesn't really help. I do believe in spanking. Now, don't come for me because y'all don't know my life, but I try to very limit spanking. Like, that is the most extreme thing. Like, if they, like, if I am just over it and I'm just like done telling you 5,000 times, and timeouts are not working, like if they're just having a fucking off day, yeah, I mean, I do believe in spanking. I got spanked when I was growing up, like, okay, and I got spanked with a lot of shit. Okay, objects. So, I mean, I grew up okay. I mean, I'm fine, I guess. A little cuckoo in the head, a little bit, just a little bit, you know what I mean? And the way I honestly discipline, like I said, spanking is the last resort. Like, I feel like that's the last resort. So I really try to give my kids the benefit of the doubt. So I do give them many chances. Like, I tell them and I tell them and I tell them, but that also is not good. We go to counseling, we go to therapy with our kids, because if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't watched my other videos, my daughter has ADHD and my son is high functioning autistic. So we do go to therapy with them, and the therapist said that consistency is key, and you cannot be giving them the benefit of the doubt, because they're going to take those chances. And it's so true, because as soon as I put my kid in timeout, he's freaking fine. Like, he just chills out. Like, he knows he has to, and it took us a while to get them to sit in timeout, to actually like sit in timeout. It's just, you have to be consistent. Like, if they get out of that seat, you put them right back in. If it takes you 20 minutes to get that little boy or little girl to sit in that freaking seat, you have to do it. And literally, when I say consistency is key, consistency is key. I swear to God. Now, if I were to just not repeat myself 5,000 times and put them in timeout, I think it would go easier for me. But like I said, I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But now my kids are really good about timeout. They know that 3 minutes is what they get. I always thought it was a minute for age, but the therapist said no, it's 3 minutes for every kid. Sometimes I will ask my kid, are you ready to get out? Danilo, my son, he usually says no. So like, he feels like he needs more time in timeout, and I let him be in timeout until he's ready to be out of timeout, until he thinks he is done. And then I ask him, why is he in timeout? And then he'll like tell me why he's in timeout. If he cannot tell me, then he has to sit there until he can figure it out, because I'm not just gonna be like, oh yay, you're out of timeout, timer's done. No, they have to know what they did wrong, because if they don't know what they did wrong, then they're never gonna learn. So I ask him, what'd you do wrong? He tells me. And then I say, why do we not do that? And he tells me. And then I ask him to apologize, and he apologizes. Now, if they're both in timeout because they're both being naughty, I do the whole asking questions, and then I make them hug and kiss at the end. I know that was a very long explanation, but hopefully anybody who's having struggles with a kid that you don't know how to discipline them, I honestly think it works. It works really good. I think I just explained like 5 minutes of my life away, but yeah. This is going to be a long ass video. Next question. Do you assign specific chores to your kids? My son doesn't really have chores. He's 4, you guys. I don't feel like a 4-year-old should have chores. Although I do try to make him pick up his own toys. He needs to learn responsibility. If you make a mess, you pick it up. That's just how it works. Stuff like that. Like basically cleaning up their room. If they make a mess, they pick it up. Like, sometimes I will literally not pick up the mess or they will go in timeout for not picking up their mess, because it's not my responsibility. It really isn't. Like, you made the mess, you clean it up, and that's how we're gonna do it. All right. But my daughter does fold socks. She cleans the table, and she vacuums. Not all the time. It's not like a specific chore chart that we have, or that, you know, she does every single day, because those freaking socks will sit there for like a week until we need socks. But you know, that's the life of a parent. You get to not fold socks anymore. Like, hello, you're 8, you know your patterns and matches, so you can fold the socks, honey. That's why we have kids, don't we? But yeah, those are the only really chores that they really have. Next question. Did I have a C-section or natural birth? Both of my kids were natural birth. I got induced with my daughter, and I went to my own labor with my son, but both were natural birth out of the vagine. I did get an epidural with both of them though, so yeah. Next one. In your opinion, what's the hardest part of being a mother? Well, if you would ask a normal mother who doesn't suffer from PTSD, who doesn't suffer from bipolar, who doesn't suffer from anxiety or depression, yes, I have all 4, I think they would probably say something totally different than me. But my hardest part of being a mom is controlling my own feelings, like anxiety, because anxiety turns into anger, and anger turns into me yelling all the freaking time. So I feel like that is the most challenging for me, is trying to really understand where they're coming from sometimes, and not always yelling at them and, you know, getting them in trouble for stupid shit that they probably shouldn't. It probably shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I think the most hardest part about being a mother has to do with myself, not necessarily with my kids. That makes sense. Next question is, if you could go back in time, would you have wanted to start your family, or do you think the timing was right? Honestly, I don't think the timing was right. I was very young. I was 17. If you guys go back to the Q&A with my husband, you guys will know all about that, about our like story. So I'll link that down below so you guys can understand a little bit more. But I honestly don't think the timing was right, but then again it was, if that makes sense. I do wish I would have waited a little bit longer to get to know my husband, and to get to know myself, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't change my kids for anything. My kids make me who I am. So that's a hard question. Like, I don't think I would go back in time to like restart my family or anything. I just think maybe the timing wasn't right, but everything ended up working out, so it's good. Does your daughter go to school? She's 8. Yes, she goes to school. She definitely goes to school. So does my son. My son goes to preschool, so they both are in school. Education is very important. And so is a break, because, bitch, someone else could take care of my kids for 6 hours, okay? I'm just saying. Next question is, what advice would you give a first-time parent? My advice, and I should have took this myself, and I should still take this, is to, if you think that you act a certain way that you wouldn't want your kids to act, do not act like that in front of them, because kids do reflect on how you act, and then they start being the same. Kids are innocent. When they're born, they're innocent. They know nothing about the world. They know nothing about life. You teach them. So that is where sometimes where I get challenged with my daughter a lot, because she'll sit there and be like, well, you're this way and you're that way and you yell at us. And so she thinks it's okay for her to yell at her brother. Like, she tries to be the mom. And so my advice would be, if you don't want your kid to act a certain way, don't reflect yourself upon them too much. If you want them to reflect in a positive way, definitely reflect yourself upon them in a positive way. And patience is key. Even though I don't have a lot of patience, I am getting more patience. And it's never bad to ask for help. That's what I had to learn. And what I mean by help is not like, oh, let me leave my kid with their grandparents for 5,000 days. No. But when I say ask for help is therapy, like if you need therapy, don't be scared to ask. Don't think you failed just because you have to get therapy for your kid, or you think your kid needs therapy. Don't ever think you failed your kid just because of that, or don't ever think you failed yourself, because sometimes kids do need therapy. Sometimes us adults need therapy. So don't ever feel bad if you think that your kid should go to therapy, because I'm going to tell you right now, therapy is literally one of the best things that has happened to us as a family and my kids, if that makes sense. Okay. Also, oh, let me add to that real quick. Also, do not spoil your kids too much. There is such a thing as spoiling, because they take shit for granted. And I'm just speaking on my own kids. I can't speak upon anybody else's kids, but my kids take a lot of shit for granted, and that's our own fault because we spoil them too much. So I would say don't spoil them too much. Next question. Before I get to the last question, because I'm about to pop off on the last question, you guys. Like, really pop off on the last question, so just stay tuned. Last question is, do you have any tips on potty training a boy? Potty training is tough, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like, my kids learned how to potty train within like a week, so I got very lucky. My kids still had like a couple of accidents, but my kids were really good at potty training. My daughter literally learned pretty quickly, and the same way I potty trained my daughter is the same way I potty trained my son. So basically, I would let them run around naked. Literally let them run around naked. If they pee on the floor, don't get mad. Yo, I've seen some fucking crazy ass stories where they like pee on the floor or pee themselves, and like parents are killing their kids for that. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. But like, just make sure you get a carpet cleaner, like one of those scrubbers, because there will be accidents. Trust me. Let them run around naked. Sit the toilet. What worked for me is sitting the toilet, the little potty toilet, in the living room, or sit it wherever you're at the most, so that they know that they have to go there. Also, make sure you take them Even if they say, oh, I don't want to go potty, my son does that still. He says, I don't need to go potty, because we make sure he goes to potty before bed because he's had a couple accidents in bed. And he ends up going pee on the potty, even though he says he doesn't need to. So just take them. If they fight you, it's okay. Just sit them on the freaking toilet. And if they really don't want to, then they don't want to. But I always do that. Also, when we went in public, when we had like chonies, we call them chonies, but underwears, if you have underwears on your kid, when you go into a public place like Walmart, like when we used to go to Walmart or like any type of store, you take the kid to the bathroom before you start shopping. And you also ask them why you're shopping if they need to. And if they say no, then they say no. And then you also take them at the end of the shopping trip. Yes, it seems like a lot. But like I said, consistency is key for everything. Promise you. So that's what I'm saying, boo. That's what I'm saying. Okay, guys. So the last question, it's not really a freaking question. Like I made it become a question, okay? But I get freaking fucking motherfucking opinions all the time about why I cuss in front of my kids. Why do I think it's okay to cuss in front of my kids? Oh my god, you're so disgusting for cussing in front of your kids. You're swearing. Your kid's right there. Oh my god, you're talking about sex right in front of your kids. And the reason I say this is because when I do Facebook Lives. If you don't know, I do Facebook Lives. And I am very, very open with people. That's just me. I cuss a lot. I don't act any different than I do here. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I'm the same fucking person, you guys. So because people on YouTube or because people on social media portray themselves a certain way, they expect everybody to be that way. When reality, they cuss too. They just don't put that shit out. Because I see shit going on, and then you see a family vlogger cuss in one of their Snapchats, or you see a family vlogger going out and clubbing, and they're like, oh my god, like, why are you being like this? And it's, you know why? It's because they're not fully them when you see them on camera, but they switch up on other social media. I don't have time to explain my shit. So I'm just gonna fucking stay real on every platform. So when people are like, you're disgusting for cussing in front of your kids. Why do you cuss in front of your kids? That's so disgusting. You're not classy. That's ugly. Like, why do you do that? And it's just like, bruh, first of all, you don't pay my fucking bills. Okay? You don't pay my fucking bills. Mind your damn business. Because once you do pay a bill, then let me know what your opinion is. But for now, unless you pay one of my bills, don't fucking worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Yes, I put my life out there. Yes, I put myself out there. But you're not fucking paying my bills. So why are you so worried about what my kids are doing? Or how I talk about in front of my kids? You worry about your kids. And you know what pisses me off the most? Is a lot of people who don't even have kids talk the most shit. So that's what pisses me off. And I'm going to tell you guys, the reason I cuss in front of my kids is because it's called parenting. And let me finish. You parent your kid. Because I cuss does not mean my kid gets to cuss. My kid does not fucking get to cuss. Trust me. The other day, my kid was watching Meet the fucking Robinsons. Not the fucking, but Meet the Robinsons. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. It's literally a kid movie. And the boy said stupid. My son looked at me. He goes, oh, Mom, that boy said stupid. That's not okay. That's a bad word. Bruh, if my kid thinks stupid is a bad word, he knows for damn sure that fuck, bitch, asshole, you know, all those other bad words are bad words. Trust me, he knows, because I say those bad words and I let my kids know you are not allowed to speak like this because I am an adult and you're a kid. My kids fully comprehend that. It is about parenting your child. It is about letting them know I'm an adult, you don't do what I do because you're a kid. Plain and simple. People get really offended, like it hurts their booty hole just a little bit, or maybe a little lot, that you cuss in front of a child. Bruh, do you know what your kid is listening at school for 6.5 hours? No, you don't. They probably hear a lot of worse shit at school. And if you parent them correctly and right, or if you parent them away in a respectable manner where you tell them that those are not kid words, trust me, they're not going to be coming back talking about assholes and fucks and bitches and whatever, you know? It's about how you raise your kids. So I'm really sick and tired of people telling me that I'm a bad mom because I cuss in front of my kids, I swear too much, that I'm not classy. And it's just like, worry about your own fucking kid. Worry about your own kid, because you don't pay my bills. You do not have to worry about my kid. You're not here watching them. Why are you so worried? Why are you so fucking worried? And it's so crazy to me that people, like, what do you get out of degrading someone else? Like, I don't. Does it give you satisfaction? Because if it does, you need help. You need Jesus. Because especially when people are like, you're fat, you're ugly, you are a bad mom, you're this, you're that. Why do people on social media think it's okay to do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, if you don't like something, there's a scroll button. You just keep fucking scrolling. Don't comment. Like, why do you feel the need that you need to comment? I don't fucking get it. But I'm gonna keep doing me, because then I don't have to explain anything later. Like, I don't have to be like, oh my god, my life is so perfect. I never cuss. I never go out clubbing. I never drink. I never do this. But then one day on Snapchat, on a different social media platform, you see me cussing or drinking, and then people are like shocked. They're like, oh my god, this person is so fake. They act like this and they act like that. I'm not gonna have to explain anything. I'm gonna, you know why? Because I'm real. I'm the same person on every single platform. What you get is what you fucking see, dude. And that's the best part of being real. You don't have to be fake, and you don't have to explain shit. So yeah, I love my life, and my kids are fucking fine. They have a roof over their head. They have a room full of toys. They have both of their parents involved. What are you all worried about? Fucking words? Words. So for people to just sit there and ridicule another parent just because they cuss or they talk a certain way in front of their kids, who are you to judge? Like, who are you? You don't pay my bills. You're not a part of my family. I don't even fucking know you. Why are you so worried about what I'm doing? Why are you up in my business? If you don't like me, like, just keep scrolling. Like, I don't understand. It's really not that hard. This is why social media is so fucking toxic, because of people like that. People who think they need to say something. You're wasting your finger exercises, buddy, because I don't really fucking care what you have to say about me. I'm gonna keep doing me. You keep doing you. And that's it. I don't pay your bills, so I ain't worried about what you're doing. And you don't pay my bills, so don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. Okay? And if you feel like your kids shouldn't be watching, yeah, kids shouldn't even have fucking Facebook, first of all. I see like somebody saying, oh my god, my 9-year-old is right here next to me. My kid has a Facebook. I never would let them watch you. Good for you, Karen. Good for you, Karen. Your kids are not my responsibility. So, all right, glad we got that clear. So I know this video is gonna be super long. I hope this clears up some shit, because I'm not gonna let people step all over me just because I cuss in front of my kids and I choose to talk a certain way in front of my kids. You don't pay my fucking bills. All right, have a good day, you guys. Remember to always be you and don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. You do you, boo. And I will see you guys next time.